today's video, I'm going to show you how I've achieved my own personal networking nirvana. Previous videos, I've shown how I've interconnected various devices like networking trail cameras and Raspberry Pi sensors that I've got scattered about in the backyard forest. I finally figured out how to reliably network them into the house. So for a couple of years, I had Ethernet cable that I ran from the house to the tree house up there. It's about 200 feet. The first cable I had lasted about a year, and then some critter found it tasty and chewed right through it. The second cable lasted also about a year, and then it failed, and I decided to try Google Wi-Fi devices. I had them in the house already, so I just added a few more. I had 3 in the house and 3 scattered about the backyard. I had one of them was in the corner of the house close to the tree house, and the other one was up in the tree house there. It worked somewhat okay. It wasn't terribly reliable and had bandwidth issues, so I upgraded a couple months ago. I upgraded to a system from Ubiquiti called Unifi. One of the key parts of that device is what they call the building-to-building bridge. You can see it's a pair of access points that go on a proprietary high-frequency signal. We have one there. The other one is way up there. It runs at a 60 gigahertz frequency, and it's line of sight down to the office right down there. So it's a little bit of an overkill for my setup. It has the capability of running 500 meters, and I'm about 50 meters. And it's expensive, like $500 just for the pair of those two. But boy, is it reliable and fast. From there, I have it. See, the cable got me networked into a power over Ethernet hub here. And from there, we connect up to another Ubiquiti access point that gives long-range Wi-Fi, and from here, and a couple of cameras. See, one camera there, and then there's a couple more cameras scattered in the hills. And from here, we take another Ethernet cable, and we go up the hill to the waterproof ammo case that's got a 4-port hub in it, and from there we connect up to another wireless access point. You can see it up in the tree there, long-range weatherproof access point, and it also connects up to another power over Ethernet camera hidden in the tree, and it drives the next stop in our adventure, which is here we have all kinds of things. We have another Ethernet hub, and we got it connected up to TV tuner, a Home Run HD, and a Fire TV. That's because I wanted to get as close to the top of the hill as I could for that antenna to work best. It goes over the hill to Birmingham that way. From here, we have one last stop. Little networking hub, and that drives this Raspberry Pi that monitors bird tweets and flying airplanes. There's a microphone to the bird tweets. We'll have a video on that probably next month. And it feeds yet another wireless access point in the tree there, which allows us to connect to our phones and things like that Google Home device. So in the front yard, in the shed, I have the same access point that I have up there in the gazebo. It's weatherproof, but it's convenient to put it in the shed. Only this time it's working in mesh mode, so it's receiving Wi-Fi from the house over there, and then it creates a Ethernet signal that then we route to a power over Ethernet camera that watches our driveway over there. So I have a few battery operated cameras, but I mostly went with power over wired cameras. 3 that were wireless, and another 6, camera crazy, power over Ethernet cables. Cameras using power over Ethernet than it is mains cable. So that's it for the outside stuff. Let's show you the inside stuff. So inside, our entire upstairs is covered by this one long-range Wi-Fi 6 access point. We have a fairly open house, very open house. So you can see
creek level is low at 68.9.
Because of that, I think we get away with just one access point for the whole upstairs. So while you can use most of the Unifi access points with any router, you gain a lot more power and functionality if you pair it with one of their routers. This router is their Dream Pro model. It has 8 Ethernet ports. Unfortunately, they're not power over Ethernet, so I had to hook up another small power over Ethernet hub to power the one access point and the building-to-building bridge that I have over there. So this video is getting a little bit long, so let me quickly show you the web interface. This is the dashboard. It shows you things like who your most active clients are, what your network usage is. This is a topology view, which will show all your devices and how they're interconnected. As you can see here, how these wireless devices are connected to the treehouse via that building-to-building link. This is a device view, which shows all the devices I have hooked up. This is that building-to-building link device, and shows you things like wireless stats. You see most of the data that we've sent over here via the 60 gigahertz channel with just a little bit of data set up on the 5 gigahertz backup channel. This is probably the most useful panel. It shows all your clients, and you can select what sort of data you want shown. Like you can have the MAC address and the transfer rates. You can then sort on any one of these columns. For example, here if I sort by last users in the last 24 hours, we can see that this Fire tablet's using the most data. You can also sort on the type of connection, so you can see if you have any Wi-Fi 6 devices in the house, or the signal strength, so you can find out where your weak devices are. So if you want more information on how that Unifi web interface works, or really anything about Ubiquiti, lots of great videos on the internet so you can go look at. The big disadvantage here, maybe the only disadvantage to this setup, is the price. That router alone costs $400, and then that crazy building interface is $500. All the other access points cost between $100 and $200. So altogether, I'm into it for $1,700. Now that's about a little over 3 times what I paid, the $500 for those 6 Google Wi-Fi access points. But that Google Wi-Fi system was frustrating. It's app only, and it had limited abilities to control and monitor information. Whereas this Unifi system, it's a geek's paradise. You can monitor anything you want. For example, there is a Home Assistant integration that allows you to monitor what access point your cell phone's connected to. So you can do presence detection. As you wander around from house to yard, to front yard to backyard, the house can figure out where you're at based on which access point you're connected to. So I'm having a lot of fun with it. I hope you found this video useful. Thanks for watching.